Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories. This one is called Waiting for an Answer. When I graduated from an Ivy, everyone was happy. When, right out of college, I got hired as an HR management trainee, everyone was happy. When I married Todd, everyone was happy. When we had a child, everyone was happy. Our Christmas cards portrayed the happy family. And then we divorced, and no one was happy. I did get to keep the house, but despite a good alimony and child support deal, to afford the mortgage and everything, I needed to come out of retirement after 6 years and get a job. Of course, I was scared that the gap in employment could be a deal killer. Ironically, rather than motivating me to do a really thorough job search, it made me procrastinate looking for a job. But when the dunning notices from the mortgage lender got more and more scary, I channeled my fear into getting super prepared. I primped my resume. I even kept playing with the leading between lines, and I settled on 2 points. I hired an interview coach, especially to help concoct a good answer for why have you been out of work so long. I knew it probably wouldn't work to say that being a domestic engineer will make me a better HR manager. We practiced on video until I sounded smooth and confident. Then I applied and applied and applied. The usual response was no response, or at best a thanks but no thanks, we had many qualified applicants, blah, blah, blah. Then I finally got an interview. Yeah, they called it a screening interview, and it was only on Zoom, but it was an interview. Again, I prepped my ass off. For example, I read a lot about the organization, Save the Whales. I loved that it was an environmental nonprofit. And I studied not just HR issues, but even about whales. Did you know that male humpback whales sing songs in Hawaiian waters that can last 20 minutes and be heard miles away? Not only did I feel I did well in the interview said so too. I was excited. Of course, I knew that other people would be called for the real interview, but still. I let my optimism rationalize my stopping applying for other jobs. I hated applying, so much effort when it mainly just yielded silence or a form letter rejection. But a week went by, then 2. Was my gap, in fact, a deal killer? I deliberated. When should I call to follow up? Too soon and I'll seem desperate. Too late and maybe I'd fallen through the cracks and they were about to hire someone else. I decided to email 2 weeks plus 1 day after my interview. And I waited then a day, another. Now, kind of despondent and desperate, I phoned. It took a half-dozen calls to get to the right person, but finally I did, and she said, "Oh, we only contact candidates who get to the next round." I went limp, then inert. I couldn't motivate myself to send out more applications. My ex-husband and even my parents think I'm being lazy. In any case, that story is called Waiting for an Answer. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept a thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.